Hello everyone, I am the Elmo Connoisseur, and welcome to my review on the 8th episode of the 7th season of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, also known as Hard to Say Anything. I want to quickly say that I recorded a reaction highlights, but I realized now that the thing that I was using to record didn't, save it, so I'm going to try and use the older version that I had that worked just as well, and, well, better, because it did save it, so I apologize for the lack of reaction highlights. That being said, and this does have to do with the review, I actually didn't react as much because I didn't really like this episode. And coming from me, that should mean a lot because I'm a very positive person. You know that my reviews are really positive. And don't worry, I have a lot of good things to say, but this episode for me was more cringy and more, hurtful on Big Mac's character development than it was helpful. It starts off with the CMC basically finding some old accessories and realizing that Big Mac is going once again to Starlight's old village and basically realizing that something's going on. We then go to the village and we see that Big Mac has an obvious crush on Sugar Belle. It's not even sugar-coated. Ha ha ha, I get it. But it's really obvious. And, they could have made it more subtle, more of a mystery, I don't know. But they really did not try to even hide it. Now, am I upset that this ruins the immense amount of Big Mac and Cheerilee art and fanfics? No. Because the CMC are right. Big Mac was pretty much tricked into loving Cheerilee by a potion, and that's not how love works. So, I completely understand that, Big Mac having a crush on his own, that's fine. He's having his own character development, and he's making his own choices. And that's good, and we get to tackle the subject of love once again, in the sense that you can't force it. Now, I think that the CMC pretty much did exactly what they did with Cheerilee, but they didn't even need a love potion. They were trying to force love. Now, yes, this was forcing love in a case where we can see that Sugar Belle did love Big Mac in a way that was more so than Cheerilee. We see that there is a natural love being formed. And because of that, I understand the CMC wanting to help. And it's fine. Friends help matchmake people together, and they help, bring out the best and help build confidence. That's fine. Now, using fairy tales as an example of how to gain love is not the best idea. And I'm not going to say that because fairy tales aren't real and they're just fables, because you can get ideas from that, you can see if things work, and everybody's different. But in general, following a book that tells you how to find a love, for the most part, especially when it's something satirical like a fairy tale, isn't the best thing. Yes, I'm sure that there are books that exist in the world that give tips and tricks on to building confidence and to, finding a love and keeping that love. But things such as, making a song or literally trying to kiss the girl while they're sleeping, and you're not even official, that's, a little much. Again, the CMC are very young, they don't know better, but Big Mac is older and should really put his hoof down and have said no, at least when it came to that. We're introduced to a new character who also has a crush on Sugar Belle to create the conflict in the episode known as Featherbangs. And, well, I'm gonna get a little bit of a rant out right now. Personally, I don't like the fact that they pretty much made like a Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake clone in a pony form, singing all the EDM songs and the hip songs of today. It was an obvious reference, and it was an obvious, clone. They were trying to basically stereotype, in a sense, you could say, the jocks and the nerds. They were trying to stereotype the people who are just show-offy and try to woo a girl by literally making them look and sound really, appealing. Whereas Big Mac is portrayed as the person who is genuine and really does love the pony and really does want to try hard and form the love. Not saying that Featherbangs wasn't, but you could tell that Big Mac wanted to do things out of the heart and show his inner self, whereas Featherbangs wanted to show his outer self. And this led to the main conflict in the episode, which was the very long mashup of songs, the country songs from Big Mac and the, hip-hops kind of songs from Featherbangs. I think that there are parts of that song where the two sound good together. But personally, I have a bias against, like, EDM and hip-hop songs like that and rap. That's just me. So I can't really say that that's the reason why I don't like it. I think that a lot of people are going to agree with me when I say that it was very cringy, but I think that a lot of people will also agree that Big Mac and Sugar Bell, you know, they seem manageable, they seem like a good couple, and I don't think that people are really going to be so against it. So, in the end, we see that Sugar Bell basically falls in love again with Big Mac and forgives him because Big Mac built a brand new big shelf that Sugar Bell has wanted since the beginning of the episode, which shows that Big Mac was really listening to Sugar Bell. Now, you could say, oh, well, Featherbangs wasn't there to hear what Sugar Bell wanted, and, you know, how could he know? Again, that's something that you have to do. You gotta ask a person, hey, what are some things that you want and some things you like? Again, we're going into the topic of building material things to win love, which isn't bad. You know, we give flowers and we exchange gifts and make art, and that's a form of strengthening and showing how determined and how thankful you are to know somebody, and that's fine. But it shouldn't be the thing that woos a person or pony over. It should be a step in that direction, which is why in the end they didn't kiss. They just, you know, boop noses or whatever. They're not like, you know, they're not going so fast. But I think that this episode was probably the first one in the season that was, you know, below average. I don't think that it could have gone any better, in all honesty, especially with Featherbangs. I think that they could have possibly, you know, made a conflict in which Sugar Bell had to leave the village, or something happened in which there was a problem in where they can't see each other so much. I think that, you know, tackling a situation such as love without introducing another character that also loves the same person is hard to do and convey the moral of, you know, showing your inner self rather than your outer self. I don't think Big Mac was in the wrong to take the advice of the CMC, and I don't think that the CMC were in the wrong to want to help Big Mac out, but I think that it could have gone in a better direction. And with that being said, please share your thoughts below so I will reply to them, and I can't wait to read them. So, I'm Connoisseur, and I thank you for your time.